We started with buying gold for wealth preservation purposes for ourselves and for the investors that we advised at the beginning of the century. And we bought a lot of gold around 2000, 2002 at about $300. At the time, I said to our investors that you should really have at least 50% of your financial assets in physical gold outside the banking system. And that's what we created at the time, the best system for buying and preserving gold outside the banking system in the right jurisdiction like Switzerland or also Singapore. Since then, so we bought an average of $300, and today we are over $4,000, $4,100. So we're up at least 12 times. And a lot of people also believe it's gone too fast now. Gold has gone up too much. Nobody understands that we're not talking about a commodity that is just being lifted up and priced by speculators. No, we're talking about a fundamental shift in the thinking of money, and also a fundamental and permanent shift in how you actually hold money and in what form you hold money. If a currency has gone down like the dollar or the euro and most Western currencies and even Eastern currencies by 99% since 1971, we have only 1% to go for it to fall to zero. And that's going to happen in the next few years. People ask, well, it's gone up so much. Is it too late to jump on the gold wagon? This is what this painting reflects. Here's the gold wagon, and here are people trying to catch it. And the band is playing, obviously. The expression was, of course, originally, that is it too late to jump on the bandwagon? But we're calling it the gold wagon here. I'm telling my colleagues and I'm telling clients that all the gold has gone up now since we started from 300 to over 4,000. We haven't really started yet this move that I'm seeing in the coming years, because nobody owns gold today. It's still only about 0.5% of world financial assets in gold. That's going to change. Central banks are now shifting relatively fast, but there's mainly Eastern and Southern central banks, not Western central banks. They're shifting their dollar assets because they can't trust the dollar anymore since the US confiscated the Russian assets. And therefore they're shifting from dollar assets, dollar treasuries, to gold. And that shift is going to take a few years. They're not going to rush it, but that will create a constant demand for gold. On top of that, the BRICS countries are increasing their holdings of gold continuously. And there just will not be enough gold to satisfy the massive demand we're going to see. And that, of course, this demand between the central banks and BRICS countries will also then develop into normal investors buying gold, which they're not owning gold today, but they will. Recently, Morgan Stanley said you should own 20% in gold, physical gold. That's unique for an investment bank or an asset manager to recommend 20%. Nobody's recommended any percentage into gold before. So this will lead to massive demand for gold, and there isn't enough gold in the world because we can't produce much more than 3,000 tons from the mines every year. And the only way to satisfy this massive increase that we will see is through a higher price. And this is what we're going to see. And therefore, all the gold has gone up from 300 from when we started to 4,000. In my view, gold will go up by multiples from here. You are not too late, and you'll only be too late if you keep on waiting and keep on waiting for that correction that everybody believes is going to happen. We had a small one in the last few weeks. It's nothing. We're not going to see any major correction for a while. It will come at some point because it's never a straight line. But the next move will still be strong for quite a while until we have a major correction. But that will be, in my view, from a much higher level. So therefore, it's still time to jump on the gold wagon here, buy some gold, physical, stored outside the banking system, where you have direct access, no ETFs, no paper gold, just physical gold that you own directly yourself. And then at least you can protect yourself from the total destruction of paper money that we will see in the next few years.